go down there.
See your ginger ale.
Thank you. Let them know we experienced technical difficulty. Thank you. Do we have
You
to
what?
stay? Do we stay live?
Oh,
Everybody's
your
gone on
fierce.
live. Live is gone.
I met your president.
Shit.
She was not that impressive.
I can't be active.
She was. You should be active though.
But they're all so uptight, and I'm such a free
Not all of them. Not all of them.
3, 2, 1.
All
We
right.
back.
I think so.
I don't see anything.
There we go.
Is that us?
That's
We're
us.
experiencing technical.
Hey
difficulties.
y'all.
We had
So
a
are we
little
back
test-
live? Are we back live on
Everybody's
Facebook?
gone. We're back live. Sorry. So we got to go out and come back in.
No, because I'm getting hearts up.
Okay.
For the watch party, I think we're still going. So what I was going to say was my theory is
Hold on, before
about.
you ask them, are we still up?
Are we still up?
Can y'all see us?
I just got to know.
Okay.
I
Can
can't
you
see.
see us?
Okay. Somebody say something.
Okay, we probably have to go out and stuff again.
Let's see. I can't tell.
And we go. I
No,
don't know.
mine's is still moving. It said David was younger.
But it's not us.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
Hold on now.
I think we're still going up because I'm getting
Okay.
hearts and things like that.
Oh, you get
Okay.
my heart?
Well, let's keep
Yeah.
it moving.
Okay,
All right.
somebody say we still there. We still here.
Testing, testing.
Oh,
Can you
okay,
hear my
yes,
voice?
Okay, great.
So as I was saying, I think the my theory is that the Republicans are being very quiet because a lot of them have taken
Russian money.
campaign money from the NRA,
Absolutely.
and the NRA has Russian backing. So they really can't. Is what can they do? Because they all can be implicated if they go. Once one go down, they all.
It's
go down.
all a
Well,
mess.
the funny part was that he's offended by it, and he said he was offended.
Who's offended?
Mitch McConnell.
Why?
Because Scarborough's the one that kept saying it over and over and over, calling him
And
Muscat. And now that the woman is running against him.
I want them
they
to get
got
a logo
signs
and a
with
T-shirt,
Moscow
'cause I want
Mitch.
one.
They were protesting in Kentucky.
Well,
Ooh.
but he's offended by being called Moscow Mitch, but he's married to an Asian woman.
Secretary of Agriculture.
But he's not offended by the race baiting that the president is
Because
doing.
it ain't anti-Chinese.
So,
Anyway.
race baiting is race baiting, and you next.
It is. Right, get them.
You next.
Oh, it's coming.
But I want them to get a
Come on, we're
logo
gonna
and a
keep it moving.
T-shirt because I want one.
Ooh. So I have one more item. We had another violent attack against a transgender woman. Again, Denali Berry Stuckey in South Carolina. And here, let me read this. So the police are investigating this as a possible hate crime, but they said she was found fatally shot along a North Charleston roadway Saturday. I think that was about last week, right? They have not identified a subject or a suspect or a motive. So here we go again, y'all. I mean, what is going on? I mean, I know we got a lot of violence in our community, but there just seems to be some targeted issues around transgender
Well, they're
women.
hate crimes, and until our country as a whole comes together and decide what they're going to do about these and really charge folks with hate crimes with the appropriate sentencing.
Well, I don't even know if that's an incentive to people. I mean, look at
But
this.
too
Look
many
at what
times
happened
they
with
walking.
the.
They're walking. They're getting off. They're not called. They're calling it the panic. They say that they're panicking.
Well, they found the
when
one
they find
guy.
out that they're not biological women, and that's their out.
But we don't know what the situation
it's
is. So I
sad.
don't
It's sad.
But then we also had another a mass shooting again. I mean, and it's like no one's talking about it anymore after a few days.
Normalized.
We're becoming numb to all
Yeah,
of
we
it.
definitely are. We definitely are. I mean, that was crazy.
We're
I mean,
living in a
6-year-old,
ball of confusion.
and they found out he had some white supremacist jargon and stuff on his on his website. I mean, his Facebook page and
the
everything.
same-
Where did he go to? Where was the shooting?
It was at a festival in San Francisco.
It was horrible.
When was this?
horrible. Just
This is
recently,
over the
last
weekend.
over
This
the
weekend.
6-year-old was killed, families, and they had metal detectors at the gates. He cut through the fence to come through. But they got him in within a minute. They shot him within 1 minute.
Good.
And he shot like 14 people with those guns. Okay?
That's too bad.
Ain't that
It's
crazy?
horrible. It's deplorable.
All right. So
Well,
let's
move
go
on.
to
Let's
what's
move to
hot.
tonight.
What's hot? The Adoti retreat that Yarday attended.
I just want to tell
And we got 3 images.
Yeah, we do. I have.
There was one.
Yeah,
Who's blacked out?
I had to blur them out.
Why they gotta blur them out?
Because on the Adoti retreat, you have, if you do not want to be photographed, if you don't want to be seen in a public spaces in pictures, then they have things that they put on your tag so people can know not to photograph you in post.
I think I know who those girls
Great,
are.
you don't know because I blurred them quite well.
I think I know
If
who
you
those
don't want to
girls
be
are.
photographed while you in the picture, cocking the
I think
pole.
I recognize those girls.
But you know what you're not going to do is what you're not going to do.
I don't understand that. I don't
You hoes will
understand
not
that.
read my brothers.
Hold
That's
on,
what
hold
you
on.
won't do.
Let
I don't understand
Come on,
it.
Racine,
I mean,
let it-
come on there. If you don't want to be photographed, why are you in there posing like this your graduating class for 2019? I don't understand it. You just get out the goddamn picture.
Get your hands out the picture.
Just get out the picture.
First of all,
Come on,
see,
come on,
that's
Yarday.
that's what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Hey, Lamar. I hope Lamar's not watching. Go ahead.
I
And
hope
it
it's
was
not
so
Lamar.
bad, they in front. It's not like they were in the back hiding.
And
They're
look.
right up front.
And look, and they're posing. They're posing.
They're posed down.
because these pictures are for personal. But I've used them to talk about my experience.
Come on, can we let Yarday talk about
Okay,
his
we'll let them
experience?
live.
Come on.
Okay, so this was my very first. I've talked about Adoti. We've advertised and talked about Adoti for the whole year. This year, their theme was.
Can you come back to us?
The Black Superman, finding the power in your purpose and the purpose in your power. This was a great year for me to go. It was an absolutely amazing experience. It was my first summer retreat, which is their national retreat for Adoti. So the picture is, the reason why I have that picture of Racine is because it is a personal picture because that was the class. Every first year, every group of men who come to the national retreat together go through a process together. So those are my Adoti brothers.
Your probates.
It's the class of 2019. So that's why they're all in the picture.
Okay, I think we had 2
so-
more. You said we only got 1 more.
So the first.
I don't understand. I'm
So
still
this
confused.
picture.
The pool party? Was there a pool party?
I took this picture at the pool. I thought this was an absolutely beautiful picture of some of the guys. We had an amazing time. We were 3 hours outside of Atlanta in the mountains. There was absolutely nothing. I think they said a Walmart was like 45 minutes away. But I have never been any place with it was almost 100 black gay men who did nothing but affirm and love and look into each other's eyes and give each other hugs.
It's a great organization.
It was an
we don't
absolutely
have the one
amazing
with them all in white.
experience.
Well, we know who it is.
PJ, you don't have the one with them all in white.
It should have been one more.
It should be 1 more. It's 8C. No, you don't see it.
Okay. Anyway,
All right,
yeah.
let's keep it moving.
So the other picture that we'll have,
was the white party, right?
No, it was. They do a celebration of the ancestors, and everybody has to show up in white. So that was that image.
You got it? All right, we're going to show that one real quick. Can we show it? Look at that. There
Oh,
it is.
that's beautiful. Oh, look at all that power.
Where's
all
my friend?
in
I don't
white.
see. I see you, Yarday. Where's Charles Nelson's not in that
Why don't
picture?
see
Is he?
Yarday?
I see Yarday. Oh, Yarday. I don't mean any harm, but I don't. Not to. You look very small in that picture.
Ooh, we're gonna move on. We're gonna
Next
move
to all
on.
your brothers, I love it, honey.
But I
Those
didn't see
I
Charles
mean, because they're so
Nelson.
tall.
Oh yeah, we actually had one
I
person.
mean, them guys are really tall. You look like a little
PJ,
kid.
can you shrink the camera? And I mean, the shot. Racine's falling out the shot.
I've been feeling the shade since I've arrived, but it's okay.
There you go. That's
We
better.
had-
That's
This ain't
better.
my
That's
first
better.
time
Thank
at the
you.
rodeo.
In our group, we had one person from the UK and we had one person from Jamaica.
wow.
So it was an absolutely amazing experience.
It looks like it was an amazing experience. You all look like a heavenly host of angels all in white.
Well, I mean, I mean,
Y'all look fabulous. I feel
did.
like we're gonna come and join the brothers.
and it's all about the brotherhood and affirming each other. And they have chapters all over the country.
They do.
All right, and they do a lot of good work. So hats off to them. Lamar, we can't wait to bring you back on to talk about it. Okay, next. Little Nas X has set the record. Do we have an image for him?
Broke it up.
Right, let me see. Let me read this real
I
quick.
want to set his record.
He's got the what is it? It's the number one.
Longest running number one single.
Right,
in
he's
history.
riding the horse into the history books with Old Town Road, breaking the record for the longest running streak at the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Amen to him. And he came out as what, bisexual, was it?
No, it was bisexual. Now
he
it's
gay.
homosexual.
Now he's just straight out gay?
Next week it's gonna be trisexual.
Oh, that sounds like a cover story. Maybe we'll do something on him.
A month now it's gonna
He's
be.
supposed to
I'm
be-
confused.
He's supposed to be doing another remix of that song with Dolly Parton.
I would
Is
say,
That'd be cute.
I would say, milk it till it doesn't milk no more.
Ride until the wheels fall off.
It ain't gonna ride till he can't ride no more.
I would do it with everybody, and you know, Dolly is she's very shrewd, baby.
Oh yeah, they say she's not be toyed with when it
Really?
comes to her
When it
business
comes to the money.
acumen.
All right, so another issue. I didn't see this, but Titus Burgess
I
and
saw
Andy
it.
Cohen
I
got
was
into
so
a
there
little
for
tip.
it.
Did they?
I saw
Hold
it.
on, hold on. Before we go here,
I saw it.
before we go, if y'all have not, Titus was on The View and did a song from his album.
He sings.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
does
God.
he
Does he
sing?
sing?
I've
Does
never heard
he
him sing.
Does he sing?
God.
He's a Tony-nominated singer.
I've never heard him
Several
sing.
times. For Broadway.
Yes, he sings
Well,
down.
not everybody on Broadway can like sing.
No, he's an
He can
amazing vocalist.
sing.
Baby, baby,
Yeah.
for me, it would be a dream cover for us to have Titus, Billy Porter, and Michael Kilgore all together. All
We'll
three
put
of them
that
on the
out
cover.
there.
It would be
But
sick.
what
But
happened with
this
these
is
two?
the issue. I heard what I heard
I can't
happened.
stand Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen, because Titus did some project with Eddie Murphy, and Andy Cohen asked him, Titus, did you have any problems with with Eddie Murphy on set because he insinuated that Eddie Murphy was somewhat homophobic based on some comments he made years ago, doing gay jokes. And Titus just kind of blew it off, and then said something under his breath. And Andy was like, "What did you say?" And then Andy said, "Girl, just go." Titus said, "Girl, just go ahead and finish your show." And then he called him a messy queen
Because he
off
is.
set.
Andy Cohen, for those, a lot of people don't know this, but Andy Cohen has been in, so Andy Cohen is the owner of Bravo. But
Is he the owner? Of
He's not the
Bravo?
owner. He's the
He's like
the
executive producer for
He's
several
like the
shows.
highest, he's like the highest executive.
Okay.
NBC owns
Yeah, I
Bravo.
was gonna
Okay.
say.
Well, he's a high executive, but he's been actually in the television production community forever,
Yeah.
and he has a reputation for being a messy queen, which is part of the reason why, Oprah did not want to go on his show. She didn't go onto his show until she had to go and promote.
Well,
the
when
Butler.
you let what's her name? What's her name with the red hair? The D list, Life on the D list. Kathy Bates.
yeah,
Kathy
Kathy,
Griffith.
Kathy
Let her
Griffith.
tell it. She
Yeah.
rips him to
He
shreds.
is the messiest queen in television production, baby.
But this is the thing about him that bothers me is he's exploiting our culture. He's milking us for all it's worth. Well, he's milking a whole lot of people, black folks. And he doesn't portray us in the best light. But hey, he's made some stars through these little reality shows that weren't stars. And so hats off to all of them.
I gotta go. I guess I gotta go watch it. I don't watch him anymore, but
Somebody
I want to see.
said she is the prototype for a messy queen.
George K. Harris, you ain't never lied.
But I want to see Titus read him.
I do too.
But it was funny. It was. I mean, I just saw
Oh, it was
I just
I'ma
saw the
go find
clips
it
that
on
they
YouTube,
had.
'cause
They
they
on
got a
YouTube,
clip
right?
somewhere.
Anyway, okay. So let's keep it moving. We've got a musical spotlight. Someone we haven't shown his stuff in a while. Robbie from Atlanta, and he's doing his version of Better Life. Can we show that and
Come
mute
on,
our
Robbie.
mics, please? Kick it.
Listen.
About this
that you all are experiencing difficulties.
Are we
Okay.
back? Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us?
Again, it's the operative word.
Somebody let us know.
Can you hear
Can you
me?
hear us?
Am I there?
Sound check.
My mic sounds
No
nice.
sound.
No sound. No sound. No sound.
How about now? Can you hear me? Am I there?
Somebody
Hey,
said
everybody.
no sound. Y'all, this is a setup.
Has
You
it come
sure
yet?
This is some.
Okay, somebody
Out
said
of
there we
rush,
go.
All right. Yo. Anyway,
Okay,
Can you hear
and-
all
Are
of
we there
us?
yet? Are we there yet?
we got two amazing writers on. Introduce yourselves, please.
You can go first, ladies first.
Please introduce yourselves.
Hi.
No. Hello.
No, that mic's not working. Please introduce yourselves. Come on.
I'm Gina Brown.
Hi, Gina.
Brown, y'all.
Hello.
I am C. Thomas.
C. Thomas. There it is. And these are two wonderful writers based in the D.C. area. Poetry. What's your specialty? Please tell us. Elaborate.
Okay, so I just say that I'm a creative. I do performing arts and I do writing. So I have a book, which is funny. I do stand-up comedy. I have a book. So my book is of quips. I write poetry. I'm writing a one-woman show.
Oh,
I
I
act.
Okay.
So I'm a creative.
Okay.
I'm here for it. And you're a Capricorn.
And I'm a
Oh.
Capricorn.
Singer, model, actress,
There
dancer.
she is. Yes.
That's
on,
why
Gina.
she has many hats.
Come on, Gina. All right,
Also,
all right.
you're a part. You underplay this, but people who know you. You are part of that wonderful YouTube sensation of Black mothers who cook, and you won in that challenge, and you received over 1 million hits.
I see 10 million.
10 million.
Yeah.
Bam!
You get it right.
It ran first on Cocoa Butter's channel, which is part of BuzzFeed, yes. And
Okay.
It's over 10 million there.
Wow.
And on the YouTube, when they put that out, it's probably up to about 4 or 5
So you must be a great cook.
I cook well.
When's dinner? We're coming
She's
over.
humble. I like it.
When we doing dinner? Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself, C. Thomas.
I am a local artist in the area.
But you're
I
national.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, well, I like to.
You tour.
I do. I'm humble and modest about what I do.
That's nice.
I am national. I do workshops. I recently became an authorized facilitator to conduct workshops on child sexual abuse and child abuse nationally.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
I am working on my 5th book.
Yay.
I am also working on mentorships, other workshops. I'm about to start a new workshop in November 5th with Moonlit DC on writing to wellness, dealing with trauma.
Writing
And-
to wellness.
Yes, writing to wellness, dealing with trauma, more so in the Black community and the Black gay community, and why we don't talk about it and why we should talk about it, and how it's passed down generationally.
And I do want to say that he's absolutely amazing. I took one of his classes through Moonlit, which is an organization here.
Yeah. What is Moonlit?
Moonlit is a one-woman ran writers workshop based in DC, and she goes around. Her name is Chris. Shout out to Chris.
Hey, Chris,
Shout
you
out,
got to come on the
Chris.
show.
She is a one-woman show. She does this all out of her pocket, and all the money that she actually makes off of these workshops go back to the artist who teaches the workshops.
Okay.
Because her thing is, it's the artist who does the work. The artist should be recognized, and the artist should be paid because this is what they do. This is their job.
Oh, we can do workshops too. Y'all are available.
So she and I, we met at Busboys and Poets, and our friendship and relationship just blossomed from there. So ever since, I've been working with Moonlit now for, I'm going to say, almost 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about the names of your new books and your upcoming projects. You're both part of this weekend.
And go ahead, do that. But I just wanted to see. We got a clip of him. Do you have that on YouTube? No, it's a clip. I want to see if you have it ready.
That's a nice clip.
It's a YouTube clip. It's on the
You look
itinerary.
like the trade.
Go ahead, talk. Go ahead, talk. Let me know if you have it ready.
So my 4th book, which is right here, shameless plug,
I have that book.
is Bernard's Bedroom. This book, I titled it Bernard's Bedroom because that's where I was allowed to be myself. I did not allow anything or anyone to tamper with me being
Who's
me.
Bernard?
That's part of my middle name.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Like, Papa, who this
That's
nigga?
his surname.
Hey, but he said at Bernard's bedroom.
And my 5th book, I'm dealing more with redefining myself as a person. That's actually a working title for the book, Redefine. So that's what's going on.
Hey,
I
Tamim
am-
is watching. Go ahead.
Hey, whoever that is.
Tamim West, the poet,
West, the poet.
musician.
Oh, love you.
That's shade.
So
I do. So I am at Outright this Saturday. I'm on
Outright.
on 2 discussion panels.
And I think we
One-
have a slide. Do we have the flyer for Outright?
I think he's still working to find the video.
there,
Yes, this,
Oh,
tell us.
this is the
on
entire
cue.
itinerary right here. The
August is this
kickoff-
week. This weekend in Washington D.C., folks.
So you're going to be reading something? Don't you have something to read about it?
I am going to be pat out notes. So this Friday is the kickoff, and it's going to be at 10 Tigers, hosted by Rebecca King.
This
It
is Tim Tigers.
10 Tigers.
10
10
okay.
Tigers.
Yes. It's hosted by Rebecca King. It is free to the public. It's going to have tarot card readings. It's going to have zines, book sales, poetry, all that jazz dealing with the arts in the LGBT community. Come out and support. Why? Because it is free.
All right.
The day
Can
after,
we take that slide down?
Saturday on August 3rd is the actual festival itself at the DC Center from 10 to 6. It's an all-day event. I highly recommend you to come out because it's going to have vendors. You're going to have chances to talk to local artists who came from out of town to come here for this event. For this event on August 3rd, it is going to be featuring Kristen Arnett, Jericho Brown, and Wo Chan, which is also free to the public. I'm also on a panel this Saturday at 10 o'clock with Jericho Brown and several other artists, and we're going to be talking about faith, writing, and sensuality.
Okay. And where can we find out? Is that at outright.com?
It is going to be on the dccenter.org/outright.
Okay.
Can you get the
all
title for that last one?
The title of that one is called Church.
No.
of Your Body.
No. You said faith, something and something.
Yeah, that's the title of the
What's-
Church of Your Body.
Oh.
Is what it's called. But
Let me
we're
know when
talking
do you have the
about
clip?
faith.
Do you have the clip?
Teresa Griffin clip, and then
No. It's not Teresa Griffin.
We're having fun in here, ladies and gentlemen. I
No,
promise you.
that's old. No, that's not it. Okay, all right.
Okay, it's all
Let's
right,
keep
Bree,
it moving. Let's keep
Bree.
it moving.
So the second one that I'm going to be on is for an anthology that I'm included entitled Imagos. Imagos, for those who don't know, is when a insect actually evolves into a mature insect. And so this book is actually talking about, or actually includes 12 or 13 queer poets who is coming into their right as a queer person through their art. And hopefully my hopes for this anthology is to touch a younger or even older queer person and show that, you can do this. It's nothing wrong with your sexuality, nothing wrong with you loving a man, nothing wrong with you loving a woman, nothing wrong with you being trans or whatever the case may be. That's what I hope this is going to be. I hope it is actually a mirror for them to see themselves in this work.
Okay, all right.
And Gia Brown, I do believe, aren't you a part of something as well?
I am. Yeah, I'll be exhibiting at Outright. I will have my book.
What's the name of it?
Teeth Should Not Be Optional, Random Thoughts from an Insomniac.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
it's a book of quips, because I also do stand-up. And these are sort of more quips that aren't really stand-up worthy, but they make you think like, So I'll be there from 10 to 6 exhibiting my book, and I'll have it there for sale. But I'm also going to do the Quick and Dirty. Racine is hosting Quick and Dirty. So
Of
I'll
course
talk-
you're hosting.
At 4 p.m.
At 4
at the
p.m.
DC Center, and it's free.
It is. So I'll talk a little bit about this book, why I write, and we'll just in general, sort of why I write. Let's see.
Can you read something from that book? Can you read some quips from it, please? And then we're going to get you to do something for us, Mr. Thomas.
Let's see. I have some things marked, but from another program. So some people should only dance like nobody is watching when nobody is watching.
Oh, okay, so it's funny. Okay, we got
They're
it.
quips.
Okay.
Okay, quips.
Got it.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
Come on, give us something else.
Give us another
Give us
one.
please.
If it weren't for my plan B, I would never have a plan A.
Okay.
Like, hey. Being cocky takes balls. Therein lies my problem. So, I mean, you know, it's just
That's cute.
thoughts that I had over
That
time.
is a
I know.
t-shirt.
Yeah, all of us.
That's
He's
very
right.
good.
All of
All
his
of it,
t-shirts.
actually,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Those
Okay.
are great.
A lot of it may end
And if
up
we
on the
sell them,
t-shirt.
if we see them on t-shirts, what's our cut?
10%.
35.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh.
Have y'all not read the fine print on
Y'all
the
a dynamic
release?
duo. Y'all better get
Y'all
the
haven't
people
read the
together.
fine print? Anyway. So, see, Thomas, can you do something for us? Now, we were going to show the clip of you doing how to gentrify laundry.
I can read that one actually.
Yes, could you do that for us, please?
But there's a YouTube clip, right?
There's
a YouTube clip.
And you
Yes.
can find you on YouTube at
I don't know.
C. Thomas.
Okay.
Okay.
I just got it from your website. It was on your
Because
website.
I don't know. Or you can go to my
What's your
website.
website? Give
Oh,
me-
what's
There we
your
go. Or
website?
you can go to my website, which is www.imcthomas.net.
I am C.
C.
Thomas.
And you can go to my
Thomas.
website. It's Candy Takes Cash. Oh, I'm sorry.
But you know you can charge more when you take the credit cards. You know that, right? Okay, I'm sorry.
Swipe.
We don't know that. Go ahead.
All right, so this is it's a short poem, How to Gentrify Laundry. And I actually wrote this poem while I was separating my clothes.
Okay.
How to Gentrify Laundry. Separate clothes, whites from colors. No mixed matching, never blend. Fill machine with hot water. Add whites, whites only. Bleach to make whiter, brighter, pure. No color guard, no rings around the collar. Wash all dirt away, stains not wanted. This is when whiteness matters. Rinse well, spin cycle, hang to dry. White sheets in the wind. Cool, crisp, privileged, full of life. How to Gentrify Laundry.
All right. And we ran that in a few issues back. Yeah, with some imagery. It was a really nice piece. You don't remember that, see? You don't
I
remember?
forgot about
See?
that.
You didn't know we was fans, did you?
I forgot about
You
that.
were our first. I think we premiered the poetry page
section?
with you. Yeah,
I
right,
made
right.
history, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
That
Well, Miss
and
Brown,
$5
could you let us
might
know
get
how
you a
people
cup
can
of coffee.
follow you? Miss Brown is going to give us her information.
Yes, how can we follow Miss Brown?
Well, I have a site, GinaBrown.com, and off of it are all my other social media pieces. But generally speaking, I'm at Gina Nicole Brown, spelled exactly how it is.
Gina Nicole Brown.
It's, everywhere. So on Instagram, Facebook, and I do have a YouTube.
And you've also appeared in a couple movies lately. Tell us about the names of those.
Oh, what kind of movies?
Well, actually, a few movies. Fine, whatever. It's fine. Whatever. Some movies. It
Are you in Star Wars?
No, I'm not. No, I'm in a few short films. I'm in some commercials. I really do acting a fair amount. I'm in a play in New York at the Producers Club on August 17th called Up to Date, and it's a series of monologues about. There's like 11 diverse women all going through different times in their lives, and we monologue and just talk about our particular moments and what we are.
So we need to follow you so we can keep up with you and see you.
You have a lot going on. I
I'm
love
looking
it.
out for this one-woman show.
She's such a Capricorn.
Yeah, the one woman show will comprise a lot of different things.
You sing as well?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, but it's just going to take you through a little bit of a journey of being biracial and bisexual, and I'm sort of bisected, if you will.
Gotta be bisected.
as a person. So
Love
it'll
it.
just journey through a few different parts of my life.
Did y'all have any questions for our guests?
We have many questions. We love you, and I'm so glad you could be here. As authors, who inspires you? And tell us a few of your favorite books.
Any book written by Nikki Giovanni.
Okay, okay.
Why specifically that book?
And the reason being, especially her latest one, A Good Cry, and the reason being she is so witty, and she is so educated, and she is so to the point, and as a matter of fact, and I love that about her. But she also holds your attention by the heart because it's coming from a very loving place with her. So any book written by her And I do have a few of indie artists that I admire as well. Misfit is one. He's in Baltimore.
Okay, I've heard of him.
Awesome writer. Then there is Micah the Poet. He's another one. And then there is Duke the Rude, who's also in Baltimore.
Okay, Baltimore's got some.
So-
Well, Baltimore's full of culture.
I love Baltimore.
And rats and
artists. Not that I
rodents.
don't love DC artists.
And how about you, Miss Brown? Who inspires you?
Yeah, so are Maya Angelou's, of course.
Of course.
Of course, and right now I'm sort of getting through Becoming, and
Absolutely amazing book.
It is, and I think it's hard for me because I savor books like food, so I never want to turn a page, so I'm going over and over and over words. So I'm learning so much about her. I probably tend towards memoirs, in part because I'm writing one, but in part because I need substance when I'm reading. So I'm not a huge fan of a lot of fiction. I like a lot of. I wanna feel like I know you when I'm reading. So
She beautifully paints the
yeah,
pictures.
she does in there.
In that
How about you guys, or to my co-hosts? What book, if you had, stands out in your mind?
I actually talked about this on a retreat. One of the most life-changing books for me was Keith Boykin's One More River to Cross, Being Black and Gay in America.
Oh, okay.
When that book
Shout
came
out to
out,
Keith.
I was on the back of the 30 bus when he gets to this particular section in the book where he's like coming out to his mother or father, and he actually literally has the letter in there, and at the end, he uses analogy, and he was just like, oftentimes we're living in glass houses, afraid to come out, and then once we come out, we realize we've always been out because we're living in a glass house.
Okay.
I literally broke.
I read that book and I don't
crying
remember
on the
that
back
part.
of the 30 bus on Pennsylvania Avenue. So it was one of the most life-changing books for me.
I would just give a shout out to Darnell Moore. I just finished his book a couple weeks ago. No Ashes in the
Yeah,
Fire, and it really was a great book. I mean, it was a memoir. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's out of Jersey. It's him growing up in Camden, going to Rutgers, being an activist, coming out and dealing just with his family's drama. It was a phenomenal book. It's been on the New York Times bestsellers list for a
And
while.
we had him
so
on the
yeah.
cover of Swerv magazine.
Yeah, he was on the cover. a while
How about
ago.
you, Nelson?
Oh, I have tons of books, but I think the book that has stayed with me my entire life is a Pat Conroy's story. I loved his books anyway, but The Prince of Tides. And when I saw the movie, I was like, okay, this is not quite it. But that book was...
I'm not familiar with that.
the book was... it changed the way you look. It deals heavily with mental health and
Okay.
abuse and all this stuff, and all the good stuff that you want to read about. And I'm not a big fiction fan either.
Me either.
I love
But I like
I prefer biographies,
Biographies.
but that book right there. But that book is all his stories are sort of biographical. He's kind of charting his childhood up, but in a fictional way. But
The Prince of Tides.
The Prince of Tides, and Barbara Streisand made it into a movie, and
Did I see that?
she kind of slurped over it a bit, but the book was amazing. But of course, I can't go without saying, I love The Bluest Eye. I said that last week.
Right.
I've read that
You
book
just said
1,000.
Toni Morrison.
And I went and saw the
One time.
documentary, by the way. It was absolutely
Powerful.
Oh, you said,
That-
I haven't seen it yet.
It was long,
Racine,
but it was
did you have,
very
did
It
you
was
have something? We got
amazing.
2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
One of my favorite books was The ISIS Papers by Dr. Frances Cress Weston.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those books that just really hit home and hit heavy. She was a very deep and prophetic person. I really loved her writing, and I loved her, because she made people talk about race and ways and symbolism, and it was very eye-opening. And it was one of those books, and of course Toni Morris. And if I had to think of one of those books that is the urban legend or urban that speaks to a time and a period, The Coldest Winter Ever.
Oh, that
by
book was so
Sister
good.
Soldier.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can I?
I don't know if I've read that. We got 1 minute.
There are 3 books that I think that everybody in the world should
okay.
read.
All right.
One, The Alchemist is everything.
I love The Alchemist.
The Four Agreements, everything.
Everything.
And the third book is the book that Tony Nelson gave me, As a Man Thinketh. Those 3 books I
Yeah,
think
As
that's
a
a
every
man thinking.
As a man
Yeah,
thinketh,
you gave
it's
me
a
that book.
it's
You
a
autographed it
powerful
to me.
book, and all 3 of those books are on my
Powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
See,
think
I need to read. I
think
need to
everybody
read.
should read those
Are
books.
these like
the book
empowering?
that, the
these are
book The Alchemist
affirming books?
can truly change your life.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, it's
yes,
amazing.
Have y'all
absolutely.
read The Alchemist?
I have not.
It's amazing.
We need to read it and then we need to catch up and then come back and talk about it.
Oh, and of course, Giovanni's Room
Yeah,
by
read
James
that.
Baldwin.
Read
James
that.
I love that book.
Anything by James Baldwin is worth reading. But anyway, well, y'all.
We wrote it out. Technical difficulties.
We
and
did write it
all.
out. So we'll see y'all next week. We got a few seconds. I just want to give a shout out to Kappa Alpha Psi again for welcoming us at the museum, from the museum, with the humanitarian award. That was a lot of fun. And go out to the Outright Festival
Outright
this
Festival
weekend in
this weekend.
Washington,
Yes, come check
D.C.
us out. We're
Thank you.
fun
DC
people.
And we want to
Center,
thank
it's
you.
free.
Want to thank you guys for riding through the storm with us.
Yes. It was
Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, DC's #1 recording studio. Oh.